Okay, so it occurred to me that uh, I didn't like the transitions for how the rows went. Mine, I didn't want to work backwards, so I altered the pattern just a little bit, and I thought I'd make this video for anyone who wanted to see it. As you can see, there's my camera. I've just finished a chain 3 on the very first row, so it's got the 1, 2, 3, 4 sides, 1, 2, 3, chain 3 spaces, and this is the 4th chain 3 space. And I'm actually going to tighten my magic ring just a little bit to get over there. Actually, screw it, I'm going to tighten it all the way. So then I've got my corner, and so I go in to the top of the chain space and I do my slip knot. I mean, not my slip knot, my slip stitch. Come on, go in. Don't make this awkward. I'm only going to do one take. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm working, by the way, with a 4mm hook because I like my squares to be nice and dense, and that was a bad stitch. And of course, my yarn is splitting because it doesn't like how tiny my hook is, so I'll just go in right there. Okay, so I've gone in basically right there between the chain space. Come on, light. Oh, sorry, I was doing it on my computer. Between the chain space and the first double crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and just slip stitch that, which puts me, let me go ahead and turn that around, right there. And for some reason the pattern read to me like going backwards, and I couldn't quite figure it out, so here's what I did to adapt it. Go ahead and turn it around. I went into the space, oops, come on, I can't quite see where my own camera is, on the next stitch, and I slip stitched again. So now I've got that, and then I went in one more time to the top of the second double crochet in the very first row, and I slip stitched one more time, which puts my yarn now, my working yarn, in a corner. There, I really need to straighten out my camera. So then I just went on with the pattern, 1, 2, 3, double crochet, 1, double crochet, 2, and I should be able to bang out row 2 real quick if you have some patience with me. So there's my first set of 3 and my first chain corner for row 2. Here's my second set of 3, 1, 2, 3. And I did get, at this point, I got a little bit lost in the pattern because, again, I hadn't started where it was, so I had to figure out where I was. There's the corner for row 2. You chain 1 for the top of this wall here, and then you just go into the next corner on the first row. So if you can't figure out where in the pattern you are, that's basically it. Every chain 3 corner has 2 sets of 3 double crochet with a 3 chain in between them. So there's 3, then 1, 2, 3, and here's another one, 1, 2, 1, 2. And believe it or not, this is actually not my official square for the crochet along. So there's my chain 1 for the top of this wall, and then again another double crochet set in this corner if I can grab it right. The red square on the table in front of me is actually my official one, 1, 2, 3. So I've got that one. I'm about to close row 4. I just thought that it'd be easier to see what I was doing in the green. But let me go ahead and finish row 2 here, and then I'll pick up the red and show you how row 4 looks, because I do the same thing on every transition. 2, 3. Wow, I actually should have done it in the green because this is a very nice yarn, but to be honest, I'm sick of crocheting. There's my chain 1 for the next transition, and then my last corner. Sick of my Seahawks colors because that's what all of my Christmas gifts were in. So I've got blue and green sitting next to me, and I just don't even want to touch them. 2, 3. So there's my first for that corner, 1, 2, 3, and then my second one for this corner, and you'll notice that I'm about to close row 2 here, 2 and 3. So then my final chain 1, and you'll notice again that because of where I started, my transition is a little wonky, so I just do the same thing. I go right in between that chain 3 space and that first double crochet. I slip stitch, and then I go in again right between the first and second double crochets, and I slip stitch, and then finally right in that corner, one more slip stitch, which puts my starting right there in a corner. So 1, 2, 3. Oops, except I dropped that one. That was really not elegant at all. You can tell that I don't make a lot of YouTube videos. So there's where my transitions start every time. And as you can see, it doesn't make any difference for the crochet pattern that we're doing for the crochet long. So just to show it on my official square, here's my official square. Oh God, that is a really bad color against the orange of my jacket. So let's go ahead and we'll show my basketball shirt. Yay, basketball. Okay, so there, oh, that's better. Okay, so you can see that I'm on row 4 of the knit along pattern, and I have just done my chain 1 to connect the spaces. So I'll go ahead and put my hook back in there, and I am using, in this case, it's a very thick worsted weight red, I think it's Red Heart Super Savers. So just like before, I'm going to go in right into that space between the chain and the first double crochet I did on that row, and I'm going to slip stitch. So it puts me, sorry about the coloration, right there. And again, between the first and second double crochet, I'm going to slip stitch, and into the first chain corner, I'm going to slip stitch, then chain 1, 2, 3. So basically that very first chain 3, then double crochet 2 at the start of every row, I'm just slip stitching across the top of, so it puts me in a corner, and I start that corner from there. There is no visual difference whatsoever on the square itself. I do, like I said, I get a little lost, there we go, a little lost in the pattern when I do that. So instead of following the pattern word for word, instead I just tell myself that anytime there's a chain 1 space, 3 double crochets go in it, and anytime there is a corner, there goes 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets in that space. So I hope this helps somebody else who's working on this particular square. Sorry about the coloration in the videos. I watch YouTube videos, I don't actually make them, and good luck with the crochet along.